Make sure that when my all right. Good morning, people. Welcome in Hotep Monday. Jay Pylon back at it again. Hope y'all have a wonderful Monday today. God bless. Let me go ahead and get my little mute over here on my channel so I don't hear the background feedback, but I got it up so I can see the little comments. We get started today. Let's go back to let's start off with Rishi Sunak to be the next Conservative Party leader and Prime Minister of the UK. And I called it. I called it, people. July 13th, 2022, according to my calculations, Rishi Sunak will become the Prime Minister of the UK this year. And I saw two possible dates, October 24 and October 28, for it happening. They chose to do it on 10/24, 2022. Ready for a PM Rishi equaled 1110. Reunite the country equaling 88. Stop playing with me, is what I said. July 13th, Rishi Sunak will become the prime minister this year. His number is 44. Rishi Sunak will meet with Joe Biden. That's an 888 on that happening, so that will happen as well. Ready for Rishi equals 42. He's aged 42. This is the 44th week. So just like I've been saying all along, today would be the day that they announced that Rishi Sunak is the new prime minister of the UK. And, right on schedule. Here we go. Rishi Sunak is the new prime minister. Let me bring it up a little bit more because I like to show the receipts. I like to show what I was picking out. This is happening on Diwali, the India holiday, and you know that Rishi Sunak is Indian. Diwali Day is 44 in Gematria. Rishi Sunak is 44. Liz Truss, the former PM of the UK, she resigned in just 44 days. Let me bring up this to see what my numbers were in my sketch pad for week 7 football. Week 7 equals 44 in Gematria. So Men of Order, we're doing their Sunday stream in the morning. And I had done my Gematria all using just the number 44 to pick out each winning team. And the only team that I got wrong was the Falcons. Now I did put in the chat, I put the Packers, but I was mistaken on my other sheet that I had saved, my WordPad. I had the Commanders listed, so I did put that incorrectly down. However, I got everything correct, and then at nighttime I was saying that the pick would be the Dolphins. According to my calculations, the final score will be 10-16, and this will sync to the year 1972 as well for 2022. The thing that I got mixed up on was this one, the Falcons. The 51 numeric was not the key, so that was incorrect. And Dan Fouts should have a sync with all these games today. I have Dan Fouts football cards that I need to get out to him to have those signed. And they also did make this game about Dan Fouts as well when we were watching it. They brought up Dan Fouts' name, I think, 2 or 3 times. Oh, my mom's in the chat. Good morning, Mom. Hi. How you doing? Love you, Mom. God bless you. God bless the chat. Jesus loves you. We in here with this one. One wrong correct was the Falcons thingy, which I said. And then Monday is 2-4. Monday is the 24. That represents two fours. And I wrote down that Rishi will be the Prime Minister of the UK, as I predicted would happen back on July 16th for this year. Just using the gematria, of course, just seeing the numerics of it, and that's what it said it would happen, and it happened today. Diwali Day is 44, and they're celebrating Diwali Day on the 44th week. Let's take it on up there. Week 7 equals 44 in gematria. My pick is the Dolphins. According to my calculations, the final score will be 10-16. This is to sync up to 1972. That's what happened as well. Number today was 44, just as in Liz Truss leaving, Rishi gaining 100. Week 7, 44 Gematria, 11 games picked. This is when I had my pick is the Dolphins, just like I said, Chiefs, Seahawks, Jets, Raiders, Titans, Panthers, Giants, Cowboys, Ravens, Cardinals, all a part of week 7, which I had all picked, and the Commanders. And we'll go back in here, and I had an earlier list up as well, showcasing what was going to happen, and then it went down. Make sure you guys check out that Minx interview I did too if you haven't already got a chance to. Cannon Hotep is over here on Rumble, and he did a video last night called Stacey Abrams Isn't Fooling Anyone. Killer Mike is right. Make sure that if you haven't already subscribed, Hoteps, make sure you get to the Rumble. Rumble is going to be a new platform for a lot of people moving over to it. if they're concerned about the issues, then Rumble would be a good hotspot to go over to and work with. Check out. Okay, so we did the Rishi decode. Let me check and see on the chat. Appreciate everyone for coming in. I know it's early in the morning. It's probably excuse me, probably just not getting out to a lot of people just yet. So so Canon Hotep's been doing some good information over here. He's going to be starting the new series on Tuesday nights, I believe. I guess we'll see for Kufi on tight over there on Rumble, and that will be where he discusses a little bit more in-depth topics of discussion, and those will be pretty good. They'll be pretty interesting and entertaining topics to get into. Stacey Abrams was doing the dance that Cannon talked about over here on his video. One of the audio playing. This was a campaign rally, so what a few people said was that what else is she supposed to be doing other than doing dances and showing up at Cardi B or Lizzo or other entertainers venues doing dances. But it's been about been about this placating people with empty gestures and empty speeches that there's no real solutions behind. They People are embracing all this symbolism over solutions, and they're getting amped up over this Stacey Abrams silliness. I think that she was saying no. Here she is at a concert. I think she also was telling a reporter. She may have possibly been telling the reporter no to reparations. I don't know what this blue bullseye means in the background, but I know that they're running these blue colors. They always do this red versus blue. The blue color for the Democrats, the red color for conservatives. This is like the color trope that they've been doing, and it originated within Egypt when they had the goddess Mayat, and she had the blue feather, and she weighed the red heart on the scale. So this color trope has been with us forever, and this is why different groups have these two different colors, supposed to be diametrically opposed to each other, red versus blue. And you'll see this in cartoons and movies and posters. They always do this, the color coded, and they do this in politics too. When the conservative candidate comes out, he's wearing his red tie, he stands at a red podium. The liberal candidate will come out in their blue tie and stand at a blue podium, and it's just an ongoing trope that they've been doing for a long while now. This will coincide with whether or not whatever happens during those midterms. I haven't done any kind of decode on them necessarily because they could fix it up a different way, I suppose, but I haven't double checked it to see who's going to win out of that. But I did tell you guys early on, though, I was just getting into it with this Rishi Sunak business and saying that the 44th week, the 44, all of this would all coincide with him becoming prime minister, just as I said he would. And because I'm a collector of football cards, I knew I'm gonna have to get those Dan Fouts cards that I have. I'm gonna have to get those out to have him sign because they did make last night's game at the Chargers just as I thought they would. They made it a little bit about Dan Fouts, and what the reason for that was because they're trying to sync a couple years to everything. 1972 is an important year that they're trying to connect to 2022. So some of the similar events that happened in 72, if you go back and look at some of those coincide with this year, and whether in sports or in other issues, politics, etc. Some of those things coincide. So they're trying to tie that in, and you'll hear different commentators. And I know all this information kind of flies over a lot of people's head when they say it because I know they speak fairly quickly on it. But they'll say, "Remember 1972," and they'll say that quite quite literally out of the blue, and you'll be like, "What is that?" If you're listening, if you're paying attention, say, "What does that have to do with anything?" Well, it's because of synchronization to it. And this is Diwali Day, which is also why Rishi Sunak has become the Prime Minister of the UK in order to sync up with all that. Um, when I was looking at the numerics, 51 didn't play a key part in it all, and that's the only one that I got wrong on the football games yesterday. But I did have it in there when I was in there with the minute order, which shout out to AG and also to Chad, of course, Ken and Hotep, and also big shout out and thanks to Minx as well, who put up her she had her gematria up as well yesterday, and she was talking about how it was the 44th week, and that's why all this stuff ties into the 44. I even have it down here somewhere that Giannis, right? Mm, excuse me. Giannis scored 44 points in 28 minutes. Two eights would be 88. Right back to that symbolism of the 88 again. So, guess I'll leave y'all with that. I appreciate everyone for coming in. Let me check in the notifications real quick. Oh, my buddy Patrick. Patrick, are you in the chat? Really appreciate Patrick. Patrick's one of my go-to gematria heads. He's so very, very, very knowledgeable in gematria. Long Tong Sun, good morning. Hope you got to Long Tong Sun is interested in gematria as well, and I hope you got to see the pics. And it's just been something I've been telling everybody for quite some time now, since July. I've been saying Rishi's going to become the prime minister this year. I called all those football games correctly, and I've been saying that the numerical patterns would sync up for that, and they did. So excited to see that was correct. Y'all have a great day. Appreciate y'all for coming through. God bless. Jesus loves you. Hotep and build.